Trees take flight.
Hey everybody, what's going on? This is your boy Pablo, the jester, however you know me. And this is another episode of Questions where I bring my friends to the table and I ask them questions. And this week we have a good friend of mine by the name of Tiffanie. Say hello to the people, Tiffanie.
Hi, people. I'm Tiffanie.
So, are you ready for this?
No.
Of course not. But all right, we're here and we're going to do this. All right. So, let's start off on a light note. What makes you happy?
What makes me happy?
Mhm.
Sort of being able to be genuinely me and connect with people that I love and care about, and yeah, just sort of like feel free to be myself.
Nice. And have you always were able to be yourself?
No.
No.
I can't assume that everybody has felt that they couldn't be, but
Mhm.
as I gained experience on this earth, I realized like the more I do what I feel in my heart, that's what makes me happy.
Okay. All right. What are you afraid of?
I'm afraid it's two things. Like one is not being successful.
Mhm.
And that's sort of like the second one. But the first one is I read this story a long time ago about this woman who, and they said it wasn't a myth.
Mhm.
So she died in her apartment and was there for 2 years and nobody knew that she had died. And they said that the reason nobody checked on her was because they always were like, oh, well, she has such a good life. She has so many friends. Like, maybe we just didn't hear. Like, that's my fear is I'm gonna be dead in my apartment for 2 years.
Okay.
Like, recognize or realize I was gone.
I'm sure that's not going to happen, but okay. What's the other thing you're afraid of?
Not being successful.
Oh, that's
Like,
it. Oh,
all
yeah.
my efforts would be for not.
But what is success to you?
That's a real good question because I'm very much about like quantifying things. What does
Mhm.
success equal? Like I I have a home and I have roof over my head, clothes on my back. I have a job that I enjoy actually, and those things should equal success.
Right.
But there's more I can do, or there's more that I want to do, or there's more that I want to see, and I don't know if that's material or
Mhm.
if some sort of inside spiritual drive, but it does always remind me that like whether it's good or bad, you're not doing enough. You could be doing more.
Okay. When was the last time you cried?
So it was a few weeks ago. It was like maybe a month now. Um, do I can go into since it's
Yes,
about
please.
and I'm not great with that. So like a month ago,
Mhm.
post pandemic, I'm working from home. In my house, like they built a building next door and it cut off most of the light into my living room where I work. So for like 3 months, I basically had been working in the dark, but I felt like mentally I was cracking up. So
Mhm.
talked to my therapist. He said, let's talk to a psychiatrist. I think it's time for like, some medication.
Okay.
And when I talked to him, the psychiatrist, I just started crying because I mainly felt like it was it's a failure. Like
Mhm.
all the tools I've learned from therapy, as much as I've had to navigate on my own, and I still need help. So it felt like a failure, and I spent most of my 30-minute appointment crying.
Gotcha. Well, you just answered this. The next question is when was the last time you were anxious? But
Every day of my life.
I totally understand. I definitely totally understand. What are you most proud of?
I don't know. I try to think about this because I'm I'm gonna try to elaborate, but
Okay.
like I I don't spend a lot of time thinking about what I'm proud of. I think spend
Mm.
more time about like what I should be doing or what I could be doing. But to give you an answer, I guess for this year, 2021,
Mm.
it was really important to me to focus on boundaries and
Okay.
like speaking to myself. I was didn't even realize I didn't have boundaries until I was in a situation where I was getting run over, both work and personally.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wait, why is all this happening to me? And realizing like I actually have control of the situation. And then the other thing I said was about I said boundaries. What was the
Mm-hmm.
other? Oh, speaking up for myself. Like I was the only child. I didn't have I was raised with cousins, stuff like that. So like I never had anybody to speak up for me. So I never
Mm-hmm.
really speak up for myself. Um, so I've been doing that this year, you know, to
Congrats.
you know, like I wouldn't have told a partner in the past, I don't like this, or you need to do this, or I wouldn't have told my parents in the past, like you can't talk to me like that. You can't.
Parents
And
don't parents don't want.
so, yeah.
Awesome. Give me a guilty pleasure of yours.
Um, Watching TV like to excess.
That's normal people stuff, man. What you mean watching TV?
I before the pandemic,
Yeah.
didn't tell me nothing that was on television. Now I could give you a rundown.
Okay.
Um, and like junk food, that's another. Like
Nice.
all the foods from
What's your favorite junk food?
chips.
Chips. What kind of
From
chips? Now we in
all
the territory now.
like spicy. Like I don't like salt and vinegar. That's
Okay.
probably one I don't like. But there's this place called Universal. Oh, I don't know if I can say the name. Anyway, you can like order chips from different countries and that are different flavors that represent those countries, like Thailand chips or Canadian chips or Swiss chips.
You definitely gotta text me that. Definitely gotta text me that.
Get all the snacks, like not just chips, but snacks.
Okay. Cool. Have you ever been jealous? And if so, when was the last time?
I have been jealous.
Okay.
The last time was probably when I was like really jealous. I'll say like January. Yeah, like to the point I sort of couldn't figure out what to do about the situation. And what was I jealous about? I don't think I'm gonna elaborate specifically, but I will say that for me, it was important to realize that I have a lot of love in my life, regardless of if it's the love that I think that I want, like the love that I have from my friends and from my family, like is so rich and deep, and I've cultivated it that way. And it's like so powerful. You know, most people put the emphasis on romantic love.
Right.
And I personally haven't found romantic love to be very fulfilling, honestly. But like the love from my family and friends and the people I associate with is just seems more valuable. So that's my answer. I'm not gonna tell you specifically what I was jealous of.
I know, but okay. All right. I'll give you that one. Do you get lonely?
Yeah. Yes. Like I keep myself even pre-pandemic, like I kept myself busy enough that, and again, like who I surround myself with, what I'm doing is I keep myself busy, but not just like to be busy. You know what I'm saying? Like I do it for actual fulfillment. But there are
you always somewhere. You are always somewhere. I'm trying to be like you when I grow up. You are always somewhere.
There was a time I couldn't be. So I had to make the most of life, honestly. And being on the East Coast, like anything I want to do is close. When I grew up in California, it takes a while to get places to do things.
Absolutely.
And also, like I'm grown, I have money now, so I can do what I want.
That own money hit different. That
Yeah,
own money.
it really does. All the times my parents told me no,
Hmm.
I'm 30 something, I'm doing, and the answer is
Exactly. Exactly.
but you know, there are like quiet moments sometimes that
Hmm.
feel lonely, or pandemic definitely, you know, has made everyone really reassess their feelings.
Hmm.
Sometimes when I'm like, well, shit, I gotta carry 6 boxes up the stairs. Like,
True.
yeah, I feel lonely then.
Yeah.
Like, somebody else do this for me. But for the most part, not yes and no. I mean,
Okay.
it's not that way, but not where I feel like I'm missing out on anything.
Yeah, that quiet moment you spoke about, that's definitely a thing. Even for myself, and I got like hundreds of things going on right now, but just that
Mhm.
5 seconds of just quiet, absolute quiet. Yeah,
Mhm.
it hits a little different.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, um, what are you looking forward to?
What am I looking forward to? You know, I'm looking forward to my next decade. So I turn 40 next year.
Okay.
A lot of the 30s were unplanned, for better or for worse. Like it was
As it
not
should
all.
be. As it should be.
The 20s were sort of planned out, but the 30s weren't. And the
Mhm.
40s, now I feel like I've all the lessons from the last 39, 40 years,
Mhm.
like I'm more strategic. I still, you know, I still have fun. I just saw something the other day on Instagram that was like, not every moment in life has to be planned out. Some can be for cinematic effect. And I definitely, like, my life is a movie sometimes. Get up and go do whatever, whenever. Um,
Absolutely.
but like using that knowledge to make moves, just, you know, knowing that I'm going to be able to learn so much more in my 40s,
Mhm.
how that's going to shape the rest of my life.
Nice. Yeah, I have a whole plan of being retired by 50, so I totally understand. Totally
I
understand.
know your plan because I feel like I'm going to be working until, and not necessarily by choice,
Yeah,
till service at 80. And by the time, you know, Social Security and stuff, they'll probably be trying to make us work till 90
right.
anyway. So,
Yeah, my mom, she just retired like last month,
mhm.
and she's in like mid 60s.
Okay.
So I'm like, that's a nice little goal to reach, but I'm definitely trying to do it shorter time than that. So, all right.
You learn to help retirement by the 50s.
All right. So, one last question, and
Hmm.
you have to really dig deep on this one.
Okay.
What is your Tiffany's definition of love?
What is my definition? Damn. I couldn't
Yep.
have had this question in advance. um, what is definition of love? It's definitely unconditional. Even though I wrestle with that a lot, I felt like the love I've had in my life, even again like parental relationships, friendship relationships, has always felt conditional. Like,
Hmm.
what can I get or what can I do, or transactional? That's another thing that I think we're sometimes raised to feel like I give you this, I do this, then that's love. So like really exploring what love looks like that is sort of unbounded, which this may be the hopeless romantic in me. This may not even exist, right? That
Hmm.
no boundaries, but you know, I want to feel supported. I want to feel like and be able to support the other person too. You know, like
Absolutely. Absolutely.
that's as important to me as feeling that I'm getting that. I mean, I can think of a lot of probably words to describe, but I don't know if I can really answer that question. And again, that's like a question I've been working on with my therapist. He was like,
Hmm.
you can list your ideal traits for a partner, right? Like you want them to be this, or have a job or whatever. but like he asked me very poignantly, like, what does a romantic relationship or what does this love that you feel like you don't have look like? And that was like 2 months ago. And there's still a big blank spot in my journal of like, what does it look like? For me too, like, and I've had to move away from this. I always like love is a feeling. So I will know what it feels like. But that can be as well. Like maybe somebody knows how to create that feeling, or maybe the feeling's coming from me, you know, and it's not a situation. So being really objective, which is weird because I'm like a very logical person. Like
yes, you are.
Make sense. So for me to be so like abstract about love, I honestly don't know.
Okay, that's a very honest answer. I'm definitely not looking forward to that question when it comes my turn to answer these questions. But
ask you. I think I can't wait till somebody close to you.
My best friend is going to be the one to ask me these questions, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna freestyle a couple of them. So, but yeah, thank you so much for doing this. I truly appreciate it.
No problem.
I told you it wasn't gonna be that bad. You know, nice, quick, fast. What was that? You probably were the fastest person on here. So, so tell everybody what are you up to, what they can look out for, and all that other good stuff.
Okay, so I have, well, we're a tribe, but there's a book club and it's called Lit Love Journey. Please follow us on Instagram, Lit Love Journey. We are revamping and we have some big things planned for this year. Like I said, we're a reading tribe. We don't just like read books. We're intergenerational. We are multicultural, and we are always looking for men to like bring perspective.
What? Wait. Oh, okay.
No, not like we're not like that. Like
you said love journey, then you're looking for men. I ain't know what's going on.
We love literature.
Okay.
Local DC, Maryland, Virginia authors.
And Baltimore.
DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Baltimore is in Maryland.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Baltimore's in Baltimore.
All right, DC, Maryland, Virginia, and Baltimore authors, either like reviews or promotion. We are going to be raffling off the newest Sister Soldier book in conjunction with an event that I'm doing with my company, Black Swan Consulting. We're doing a Juneteenth event at 3 Stars Brewing in DC that will be featuring local brewers. And we're hoping to make that part of a series of promoting like local DC culture and local artists as well over the next year, and hoping to have a beer that like release or collaborates with each like artist that will be featured over the year.
Nice. And I will put all that. Yeah, I'll put all that in the link below, in the description below. Thank you once again, Tiffanie. You are amazing. Stay amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, like I always say, there is power in the questions. There's definitely truth in the answers. So until next time, people, peace.
Thank you.
No problem.